I went through this and like
Yeah, I
did the
mean
hard work
that,
and stuff.
yeah, that it somehow makes you feel quite exhausted, tired, that
Hmm.
every cell of your body dances at night, but then you feel internal satisfaction
Yeah.
that, oh, I had a productive day, you
Yeah,
know?
it pays off, right? Because sometimes I have the days when I'm just slouching, not having any sessions or not doing anything at all. At that time, you might be feeling super happy and stuff, but when you're going to bed, you feel guilty, right? So it's
Hmm.
better to just have sessions.
Yeah, true. Okay, we can discuss this today. I mean, do you really think that to have a productive day, you have to break yourself and you have to do a lot of hard work, which makes you, which exhausts you at night? So, is this
Hmm.
what you have as a definition of productive day? What is your definition of productive day? Let's discuss on this today. So,
Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
sure. Yeah. So having a productive day does not mean just burning yourself out. I think
Mhm.
it's a combination of doing something that you like and something that you have to do, obviously. But it doesn't mean just burning yourself out and having constantly so many sessions and just not taking a break or whatsoever. It's
Mhm.
definitely a combination. However, if you're just, scrolling through reels and not doing anything absolutely at all, that's a day that you can call like, yeah, you wasted a day. So even if you're having just say one session, two sessions in a day, I would call it a productive day because you did something, right? So I just appreciate if I do a little bit of work. So that's a productive day for me, for sure.
Okay, that's great. I'll take a moment to introduce you on my
Hmm.
channel, which I forgot, and then we'll start again, right? So, yeah, hello everyone. Welcome back on Gayatri's English Hub. I know my question was quite spontaneous to her, that I did not even introduce, and you are confused who is she. No, you must have seen and watched her on few of her videos on YouTube. She's growing and on other channels. Her name is Niyati. Today we have Niyati on her YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel, sorry, where we will hold a discussion. This girl is amazing. I have been following her for a good time. I have watched few of her videos, and I think this discussion will help you as well, to my audience, everyone. So enjoy the conversation. If you want to connect to me or to Niyati on her channel, you can connect. If you want to connect me for classes, group classes, one-on-one session, so you can follow us both on Instagram. I recently saw she has launched her Instagram page, so I will definitely put that on description so you can follow us, everyone. So let's get into the conversation. Yeah.
Thank you so
Nice.
much. Super excited.
Most welcome. I'm excited too as well. But I agree with the facts. We'll start with the conversation where you left and you said that, yeah, if you take a session in a day, that is also something which is very productive. But I believe that you can reward yourself like in a week, once in a
Hmm.
week or twice in a week, where you don't want to do anything, you just want to toil in bed and just roll here and there. So what do you think about
Hmm.
that time? I do it
Oh, no,
mostly on Saturdays.
absolutely. No, no, no.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry if I didn't mention the fact. Definitely, at least 2 days in a week, you have to give to yourself. So I'm not talking about those days. I think that was a very personalized answer when I said that because I waste a lot of days not doing anything at all. So that's why I said, like, for sure, maybe 4 days. Just give 4 days for a productive day when you feel like, yes, you did some hard work. And then other 2 or 3 days you can give to yourself, have to give to yourself, not a suggestion but a strong recommendation. Because
Mhm.
when if you're having sessions constantly or just doing anything in life constantly without taking breaks,
Mhm.
there's going to be a point where it's going to lead to burnout. And
Mhm.
if you have a burnout, I think you'll have to take, I think, a long break to just get over that. So instead of facing that, I think it's better to just take some breaks in between, right?
Um, I mean, yeah, it is better, and I think this is how we feel personally, that it's very important to take breaks to rejuvenate yourself, to come back on the track. But then, okay, so I'll ask you a few questions here. There
Hmm.
are so many people who do not have breaks. And so you and I, we at times we are blessed enough to make our own choices, that the day we want to work, we can work, and the day we don't want to, we can just cancel sessions and we can just avoid taking classes for a day or two. So there is no pressure on us of losing that job. So there's no insecurity and fear. So, but then there are people who don't have such liberty. So, what's your thought on those people, and how do you
Hmm.
leverage this choice of yours?
Yeah, I think everywhere you go, work life balance is such an important thing. And I completely understand a lot of people don't get that. But
Mm-hmm.
I think you should just keep exploring. Now, I'm not in a place to suggest anything to them. But what I personally believe is that just keep looking for a place that respects you, values your time, and gives you a work life balance. Because I've seen some of my friends getting burned out completely, like exhausted mentally, physically, because they're constantly working. Even on, I mean, on paper, they say that, yeah, weekends are off, but they give you so much work that even on weekends you have to just, you're tied up with so much work. So I think choosing a place where you feel valued, where your leisure time is valued, it's very crucial. That's what I would believe, and that's what I would say actually. So yeah.
Okay, Niyati, I totally understand because
Hmm.
we people are at a place where we can make such statements and we can say that make sure you choose work-life balance, you choose the places where you are respected, you are understood, you are considered, your work is respected, right? And you are given that space to
Hmm.
somehow breathe, right? But then the country we live, irrespective of that, we know the unemployment here in the country, the rate of unemployment, the people who are struggling to find out good work. I have seen so many people struggling even on social media. They want something for 2 hours, 3 hours, or they want some work from home, a lot of things, and they are ready to do anything for that, right? They don't even want a day off, 2 day off, or something like that. Here, how do you see these situations? Like, how do you understand that? Do you even ever contemplate
Okay,
over such things and such social issues which are happening there in the society?
I do all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
okay. I think I would say yes, there's a lot of unemployment because there's a overpopulation. Everybody is aware these days, right? About job postings and everything. Everybody is applying everywhere, literally everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Master's degree or even a PhD people are applying for entry level jobs, and situation is really bad. But relevant skills are really important to the companies. So what happens is in today's time they don't really see your degree, but they see what skill sets you have. So I think keeping yourself updated with what skills are trending and what are in demand, adapting to that, and then I think that increases your chances a lot. First of all, if we are talking about just how to set yourself apart in this crowd, because yes, the problem is real. The second thing you can do is, okay, I forgot what's this. Yeah. So second thing you can do is networking. I think networking is very crucial. So what companies are doing these days are that they are hiring internally. That is like they wouldn't post that they are hiring anybody, but they are internally, in their company, their HR or anyone, they are telling them to recruit somebody. So like you would, if you go to their website, they would say we are not hiring, but internally they are hiring. So that's why network is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, that's what I would say. I mean, if we have to set ourselves apart, so these are the solutions. But yeah, unemployment is real. I mean, I have seen so many skilled people still not able to get a job. Okay, third very important thing I remembered is knowing English language,
Mm-hmm.
because I've seen my friends struggling to get a job despite having amazing skill set and degrees, because
Mm-hmm.
they are not fluent at English.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
these three things.
Recently I came across a news where for a job, see, no disrespect to any job, any profile, but you rightly mentioned that people are even applying for entry level job, right? So I remember like there was some around 10,000 vacancy for not even 10,000, somewhere around 7-8,000 vacancy for peon in Rajasthan,
Hmm.
and people of the people who hold PhD degree, they applied for that. The only
Hmm.
advantage of the job is that's a government job. That's why people who students who hold that BS, like PhD, masters, graduation, they applied for that job. The only reason it's government. So
Hmm.
I somehow felt very disappointed there. I felt that what has made these people, or what is the mindset they really have to apply for this job. So it's not that I'm demeaning that. I am somehow feeling bad for the time they have wasted to do their PhD. I mean, PhD is not a small thing. You take 3, 4, 5 years to complete PhD. So that broke my heart. Um, this is the first thing. Second, yes, skill. People are not skilled enough these days. They don't even want to upgrade themselves, right? I will tell you a
Hmm.
few examples here. Don't mind me here. Like I don't have any problem with the people who come on YouTube and they accept that they are learners and they just want to document their journey on YouTube. That is really, really fine for me. And I'm really happy with those students and learners who come on YouTube and they say, I'm a learner and I want to learn and I want to have conversation just for learning purpose. However, there are some people who have started taking sessions, paid sessions for other learners. I feel this is wrong.
Hmm.
They should not do it. I come across so many videos of so many English learners, and they themselves are not, well equipped to teach English as a language. They themselves have to upgrade, they have to learn. I remember watching a video of Rini Rose Matthew, ma'am, and she said
Hmm.
the same thing, and this breaks my heart. I feel like that the people, they are making a lot of mistakes. They are going to pass the wrong knowledge in upcoming people and the whosoever is joining their batch for learning purpose. So this is the second thing. People must upgrade themselves. Third, recently I have started YouTube channel. See, it's initially I was not kind of I was very worried about the way I
Hmm.
look, the way my thumbnails and everything, right? Things matter. No matter how hard you try, you can just post anything randomly. People will not click on your video. Technically, you have to learn a little bit. You know, you are running a YouTube channel and you must be working on your
Hmm.
skills, right? How to create a good thumbnail, how to find a good hook, right? Then people do not upgrade, and then they come to you and they ask you how to complete my watch hours, how to complete my 1,000 subscribers. You have to understand a lot of little bit nitty gritties of that particular field you are working in. You must upgrade yourself. You cannot just randomly jump on the bandwagon and say that I want to be good in this particular industry. So
Hmm.
skill is something that they should definitely work on. Anyway,
Yeah.
no
Yeah, so the
worries.
YouTube thing you mentioned, I can also relate to that. So what people do is like they try to find what's trending on YouTube and make videos on that. You have to select a niche actually to be able to have a stable account on YouTube. And
Yeah.
it doesn't depend on YouTube, it depends on the audience. You have to look through audience perspective what they would like. So even if we are having a conversation, we are always at every single minute keeping in mind that this is for the fluency of the audience to improve, to help them improve, right? But some people would just make random topics if you go to their channel, and then they are coming to you for suggestions like how to grow a channel. Then that's not going to work, buddy. And also the thumbnail thing you mentioned, you have to constantly upgrade, right?
No.
I like to do everything myself, learning everything about thumbnail and anything. So I editing, whatever it is. So just take some time off and just try to learn these skills. So I'm talking about YouTube, obviously. So there also relevant skills come and play,
Yeah,
like you
skills are
mentioned.
really important. I mean, people must upgrade. Either they should not expect anything from this platform. If they are
Hmm.
here just for learning purpose, they should just focus on that learning only. They should rather focus on tracking their progress, how far they have come. Then they should not worry about how many subscribers they have and the number of hours they have completed, watch hours and everything. But if they genuinely want to upgrade their channel, they must upgrade their skills, right? They must
Hmm.
upgrade a little bit themselves, and that is something which just drives me crazy most of the time. And I feel, why
Hmm.
are you doing this? Anyway,
Right.
but Niyati, you are someone who has, I mean, you must have cracked an entrance exam to get in IIT, right? That's what I
Hmm.
know about you.
Hmm.
But what are the major skills today in the market, if you would like to suggest to someone who wants to follow his or her passion, plus he or she wants to be financially independent to the extent that he or she can take care of his daily life affairs, but not like a good
Hmm.
amount of money or not like that less that he is not even able to sustain in the life. So, what are the skills you would
Hmm.
like to recommend to people?
I'm sorry, I'm confused. So are we talking about the entrance exam or are we
No, no,
talking
no,
about
skills. What are the skills you would like to recommend to people?
the skills in software industry? Which one?
You can go for any industry, but like Anyone
Hmm.
coming from different walks of life, what can they exactly learn these
Okay.
days? Yeah, in any industry, like what you feel
All right.
personally, that three, four, five skills from different industries, which you personally
Hmm.
feel.
Absolutely know nothing about it. But okay, so this is what I can suggest. What I've found in India is different from other countries, especially the developed countries, is that if you are trying to switch your fields, let's say you did your bachelor's in engineering, now
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to switch, it's very easy to switch in India. This is one
Mm-hmm.
thing that I've noticed. So if you want to upgrade towards something else, it's very easy because when I talk to my friends from other countries or whatever, they say that like your bachelor's and master's or whatever your job skills, they it has to match. It has to
Mm-hmm.
match. So yeah, so you have a plus point staying in this country. You can definitely switch to something else. That's the first thing. And the second thing is the skill sets, obviously. So whatever market you're trying to go into, there are obviously you can go to LinkedIn. That's one of the best platforms. You can talk to people over there
Mm-hmm.
in what the field that you're trying to do, trying to go into. So you have to do reverse engineering. First, you have to go through the posts, and then you go towards the okay, what are the subjects that they studied? What are the skills that they learned? So
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy. And I think in today's time, everything is available online, paid courses, unpaid courses, whatever. And YouTube, you can just start with YouTube without having the need to pressure yourself into committing if you don't want to commit to a particular course right now. If you're just
Mm-hmm.
exploring fields, YouTube is the best platform for that. And there are other platforms too. There's Coursera,
Mm-hmm.
there's Udemy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but these platforms, they provide you with the really good content, really good content, and for free if you want that. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to get certified, if you there's a different thing. If you have to get certified, then you have to pay something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you're applying for a specific job, first networking is really important, and getting to know what are the things that other people pursued when they were applying for this. So doing the reverse engineering, that's really important. And I don't know what else to say. I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, also communication skills, very important. You really have to have the skill set of, because soft skills, yeah, soft skills are really important. Obviously the main thing that you're doing is something that they ask for, but in today's time, what happens is like they don't want to spoon feed you, right? Because they have so many people coming in, they can just handpick anybody. They don't have
Yeah.
the pressure to just recruit anybody, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
have to make yourself stand out. So soft skills are very essential, like we are talking right now, right? So because I think a lot of fields have something to do with dealing with clients and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So soft skills come in. And yeah, actually what I noticed in today's time is they, instead of your hard skill sets, they are focusing more on soft skills, because the company just wants you to have this zeal, enthusiasm to learn, to just like
Mm-hmm.
come into our company, learn, but come with the communication skills, and in the rest of the fields they are going to help you out. And
Yeah.
yeah, also you can do internships and stuff in whatever field. So yeah, internships are really good, because if you want to get into a field without having to fully commit, like I don't know if I'm ready for that, you can definitely go for internships. You get a slight bit of taste of what it's going to be like working in that field. And if you're really good at what you do, they offer you a job. It happens a lot of times. The place where you're doing internship, they convert your internship into a full-time job.
Yeah, this is so true, Niyati. Um, okay, so I will pull out that IIT question now here. I somehow messed it up there, but like, okay, let me ask you something here. Now you left something which is a dream of hundreds of thousands of people in India, not even thousands, lakhs of people in India, and you
Hmm.
are still exploring. Still, you are
Hmm.
trying to figure out what do I want, where do I want to go. But then, how
Hmm.
do you upgrade? How Niyati upgrades herself? And what are
Hmm.
the skills which you specifically as an individual focusing these days? Now it could be
Hmm.
about in regards of your YouTube, that okay, I'm focusing on my thumbnail writing, thumbnail designing, or I'm focusing on my script writing or whatever, or maybe I'm focusing on my
Hmm.
communication mode. So what is the specific area you are focusing? People are really excited to know that
Okay.
about.
All right. So what I'm focusing on these days is obviously like the fields that I I'm exploring them, like I suggested courses and everything, certified or non-certified. It gives you a taste of what you want to get yourself into, whether you want to get yourself into it or not, because it's very crucial. And apart from that, for YouTube, I'm trying to upgrade like how I talk. Okay, so just now I said like, so this likes word, I say that a lot. It
Mm-hmm.
was not a habit. Let me tell you the story behind it. So what happened is, when we used to have phones as teenagers, people used to write like a lot in my friend
Mm-hmm.
circle or just in my school, using the word like a lot. And I did not have this habit before that. So I was really cool with it. But then I thought, okay, that's a trend, Gen Z, whatever, you have to stay relevant. So I started using the word like a lot, a lot. And then it just became my habit. I did not even realize. So my mom says you use like a lot. And I thought it wasn't that much of a problem until and unless people start commenting, right? And people did. So 2 or 3 comments I received. They said you use the word like a lot, and then I was like, okay, now that's a real issue, because if audience is catching that, that means I actually have to work on it, because they rely on you, right? I mean, so it becomes a responsibility, because what you're speaking, they are grasping that content in their
Yeah,
fluency. So now I'm trying to just not say this word. I know I've said this a million times in this one also, but still, yeah.
that's
So
okay.
this I'm trying to improve, and apart from that, I'm also trying to go towards the solo videos. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
writing a few topics what could help people, or just whatever in general, because I really notice what people say in the comments. If they have any kind of doubts, or they say, can you make a specific video on this one, then I take that into consideration. And I've just made one solo video right now, but I'm trying to make more solo videos in the
Mm-hmm.
upcoming days. So yeah, that's something I'm working on. And when you actually make a solo video, you realize that you have to put in a lot of work in the solo videos, because like, you have to keep the audience hooked from beginning to end. Just you, it's just you have to do the entire thing, right? And yeah, so that I'm working on. And apart from that, thumbnail, I'm trying to do the thumbnails
Mm-hmm.
better and better every single day. At first, I just used to just post whatever instead of even making a thumbnail in the first place. But now I understand, like, thumbnails are really important, because people also want to get to know before they click on the video, like what the video could possibly be about. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that these are the things that I'm trying to learn and do and grow.
Okay, great. I think that it will take a complete separate session where I would like to ask to all the YouTubers, like I have been interacted with, like you and Rajni, and then there are a few more YouTubers where I would ask them to just talk about the applications they use, because I get so many comments in my comment section. Which application do
Hmm.
you use to put caption on your video? Which application do you use for this and for that and for that?
Hmm.
So I also want to put that knowledge out. I mean, I don't think that is there anything wrong to put that knowledge out. What are the
Hmm.
applications and what are the resources we use to learn and to grow? However, I
Hmm.
have a person, I have a brother of mine, good friend of mine. He edits all my videos. He edits all my thumbnails. I have not done anything so far in any of my videos.
Hmm.
He's the one who has been working for me without even charging me anything. It's very kind to me, I must say. And then I'm lucky enough to find him. Yeah. So we will
Hmm.
definitely record it. But nice to know that you are moving towards solo content. And I think that is something which you can also go for. And that somehow makes you connect more with the audience, because conversation is like all about that you interact with the person and that's it. Whereas you are not able to share much what you feel, what you think, how
Hmm.
you are growing in your life, and what are the updates you have. So very good. Okay. Do you have any specific plan for YouTube? Like, I mean, in terms of growing or any target, do you ever set targets for YouTube?
No, actually, what when you set targets, you might get disappointed. On
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, YouTube has this algorithm which works according to whatever they work. Like, you cannot you one thing you can do is be consistent. That's the only thing that you have in your hands when it comes to YouTube. Sure, you can work on other things like thumbnail and everything. That also comes into hand. But if it's about target, like I have to achieve these many subscribers or these things, I actually stopped thinking about it long time ago. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy I'm using the word long time ago, even though I started my channel like 3 months ago. But
Okay.
in the first month, I was really obsessed with how many subscribers, what the people are saying, and if they are liking the video or not. Are they enjoying? Is it boring? What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but now I just focus on like people should become fluent in English. They should be comfortable with me. That's all I truly focus on instead of the watch hours and like I'm getting subscribers or not. I mean, sure, it's really good to have them support you this way because it gives you an idea like, yeah, you are doing something right and people are loving it. But if you set targets like this, um, you're just going to get disappointed because YouTube, because I obviously you're running a channel, you must be knowing sometimes you get a lot of traffic, sometimes you don't get that much traffic, so then it disappoints you and then it consumes a lot of your mental energy into thinking that. But yeah, I mean, you should definitely focus on what videos are doing well and why they are doing well. What could be the possible reason? It can be the time that you post it on, it can be the titles, it can be the thumbnails. Maybe the content was really good in that one. So, that
Mm-hmm.
those are the things that you should focus on. But yeah, obviously, for me, for you, for all the YouTubers, I would definitely want all of us to grow. So yeah, but I'm not obsessed with subscribers right now. That's what I would say.
That's really great. Even sometimes I even forget that I have a channel. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know. It happens to me. I even forget that I have a YouTube channel. Like, it just like I don't check every day. I just upload the video and forget. Like, I just come back to my channel after 2 days, 3 days, where I just check,
Hmm.
oh, how it worked, and it's like fine. But then, but it made me feel that somehow I am disconnected to my audience. I must reply their comments. Like, whenever they comment on my videos, I
Hmm.
must reply. Otherwise, I take like 10 days, 15 days to reply their comments. I go back to three, four videos and then I keep, start replying to them. Now I'm free. I can reply. But I realized it and I will try my best to, somehow have that interaction on comment section because they expect us to connect.
Hmm.
However, I have a funny question over here, right? And I don't know how will it sound, but let's go for it. So there are some people on YouTube. If you make videos with them, your videos work well, right? Everyone knows
Hmm.
this, right? It
Hmm.
happens that there is someone who is always in trend, and if you make a video with him or her, that works well, and you get happy. You feel happy, and then
Hmm.
after that, you always have you suddenly have a drastic down graph, which
Fall.
somehow makes you feel, fall. How do you take it?
Hmm.
And what do you think about it?
Okay, so yeah, obviously, if you're collaborating with people that are really trending or just have a lot of subscribers, it obviously gives you an edge. I don't know how exactly YouTube algorithm works, but not usually, but yes, there are 80 to 90% chances that that video is going to blow up because you collaborated with the person that is trending right now. What was the question? What were you talking
Yeah,
about?
question, how do
Yeah,
you
so
take
the
it?
downfall.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's have you watched Finding Dory? It's an animated movie. Finding Nemo, have you heard of it? Okay. So yeah, just I'll tell the audience. So Finding Nemo, it's a really good animated movie, and Finding Dory is also it's a sequel of the movie. And there's this fish, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
also wearing blue color right now. It's a blue colored fish, and she keeps forgetting everything, like every 15 minutes or so. Yet she still survives in the ocean. So that's a really inspiring movie. Just off the topic. Yeah. So coming back to the topic, yeah, downfall is when your channel starts dying. That's not happening. But yeah, you can get lesser views if you interact with somebody else. But you know what I believe is, I think the person that's sitting in front of you should be really fun. That's
Mm-hmm.
what matters. And that's what I would say when audience, if I see it from the audience perspective, if I'm interacting with somebody that's super fun to talk to, like you are, by the way. So yeah, if there's somebody sitting in front of you that's super fun to talk to and just makes you want to talk more and more, that's going to keep audience hooked. So it doesn't really matter who you're interacting with. Obviously, collaborating with people that are trending is obviously going to be a win-win, but also it your content should be funny. It should not always be mundane, like, hey, let's get to the fluency and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's going
Yeah.
to get people bored so fast. Like in 1 month, I think they're going to stop watching our videos if we just keep talking about the same thing. Because even I think once I received a comment, they said like, can you diversify your content? Can you talk about other things as well? Because initially I was just talking about how to improve your fluency, but when
Mm-hmm.
we're just talking about that same thing in every single video, people get this thing that yeah, we are just doing it for the fluency, right? And then it gets boring. But now we are having a casual conversation, so people are watching us interact casually,
Hmm.
right? But they
Yeah.
are also learning English language because of this.
Hmm.
So what a win-win situation is that? So yeah, content is really important. So if obviously you're collaborating with somebody big, it's really good. Even if you're not, if it's a fun conversation, it's still a win-win. That's what I would say.
That's very good. Yeah, that's understandable. When you collaborate with people, it gives you an edge. But I think
Hmm.
it's fine to collaborate. It's fine to have those people. At times, it gets very difficult to convince them. I mean, just to
Yeah.
ask them. I
Hmm.
somehow I have, like I am like, it's okay now. I'm done with asking people. I would rather wait. Like if someone comes to me, I would talk to them, and I want to
Hmm.
diversify my topic. So I'm looking for people who are not from my niche, and that is something which is something which has been problematic. So when I reach
Hmm.
out to people, they feel like that this is not my genre, and my intention to call them is something different because I want to diversify. Maybe I might change my YouTube channel name soon. you know,
Hmm.
Gayatri's English Hub to only Gayatri Sharma, where I want to put out something, with a lot of diversities, varieties, where I want to put it out, and I want to talk to people about all together different things except English. Maybe I'm not sure.
Hmm.
It's very initial stage of my YouTube, sorry, my YouTube,
Hmm.
where
Hmm.
I just want to make sure that I take it in a direction that I myself don't feel bored after some time. That, oh, I'm done of doing this same stuff all the time. I don't have ideas now what to bring
Hmm.
to the audience as an English language trainer. So I have been contemplating it over a lot. Like, what do you think about this? Do you even also think so? Like, my channel is on a very initial stage. Should I experiment
Hmm.
with that, or should I continue with English only? What do you think?
Okay, wow. I love how you think so much ahead of time because I honestly did not give it much of a thought. But
Mhm.
yes, I think there might be a point where you can feel like maybe there's time to change a few things.
Mhm.
Although, one thing that I noticed as a YouTuber is experimenting is very scary. If you try
Yeah.
to do something completely different, you might feel like, what if it does not get any views at all? Or what if YouTube starts thinking that she is making completely irrelevant content? Let's not show her content to people anymore. So I
Mhm.
think that's very scary. But yes, experimenting is very, very crucial because the people who experimented are the ones whose channels blow up, right?
Mhm.
Because they did something right. Because until and unless you keep experimenting and failing, you wouldn't realize what, because you cannot just generally advise somebody like do this and do that and that's going to work. No, I mean, it completely is personalized, right? You have to experiment on your channel and you have to figure out what works for your channel. So
Mhm.
that's what the thing is. So like I also said, I'm trying to not switch to solo videos, but introduce them with along with the daily conversations that I have. But it can be very scary as well because then I have this kind of pressure that I have to just maintain the flow throughout the video because you're sitting in front of me, you're an advanced speaker, you just know how to handle the video, right?
Mhm.
You just carry it on your shoulders from beginning to end. But when it's just me, I kind of get nervous. So sometimes I take a lot of cuts just for that one solo video that might look effortless, but it took a lot of cuts because I got just super scared, nervous, and then said something I shouldn't have, or just got stuck or whatever. So these things have happened.
It
But
happens
what
to
was
a
the
lot of
point we were
people.
discussing?
We were
Yeah,
discussing
sorry.
about experiment. It's okay.
Right.
You sound like a Nemo now, that fish you were talking about.
Yeah,
Every now and then
Dory.
you are forgetting things. Yeah, Dory.
Yes, so this happened in Roshan's video also. We were discussing a few things, and then after I gave the conclusion, I just couldn't remember what the question was. But yeah, so that's the thing.
It happens.
But it's
So, it
okay.
happens. Yeah, it happens to me as well.
It
Like,
doesn't happen.
it happens to me most of the time. Like, maybe in
Okay.
conversations, general conversations, what happens that you get either very excited to share, and then
Hmm.
one after another you have a lot of thoughts, and then those thoughts are somehow interlinked with something else, and then you also want to put it out. So when you
Hmm.
put that story out, you forget what you were discussing, what was the point. So it happens to me a
Yeah.
lot. But it's all about being more aware about your thoughts and then being on the same
Yeah.
page.
But
um
it doesn't happen. It I notice it only happens when I'm discussing these things with somebody who's around my age. Because if I'm discussing it with someone in their 60s or 70s or 50s, I'm super formal and I stick to the topic. So I just don't forget what, like, because we are having a casual conversation, right? So I just go with the flow and then I forget what we were talking about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
wait, you also must have interacted with somebody older, right? Do you not feel the pressure? Because I feel super pressure to, because I am super scared. Like, what if the questions are relevant to them or not? What if they get angry or just bored or whatever? It happens with me.
No, no, I think I'm quite habituated these days because I have been interacting with so many people who are elder to me, who older to me in their
Mm,
40s, 50s. I think 40s is like one of the very bombarded genre of mine. I have so many females homemakers who are in their 40s or in their mid 30s, mid 40s, and that is kind of genre which I mostly deal with. I rarely get people in their 20s or in their 80s or something like that, like in their
mhm,
teenage. I don't get students. They are always elder to me. So I used to pressurize before, but these days I'm like, it's
mm,
okay. And sometimes I also, and this is the time when I get to check my own intellectuality and my maturity, where I talk very deep questions, spirituality and materialistic wealth and whatnot. So that helps me a lot to get their experiences, and they feel very happy. They feel
mm.
heard. So
Yeah. Yeah, the
so nice.
materialistic things that you mentioned, I also talked about this in one of my videos with a lady. I think she's in her 50s or 60s. And yeah, my mature side also came out in that. It's really good. It's so fun to have conversation with like teenagers to so many like older people or just people with your age. It brings out a side of you that you didn't know you had, right? Because
Yeah,
I feel like I'm just quirky or just talking about whatever and just non super serious,
yeah,
but when I'm talking to them, I just feel life, just what are the things going on and just what should we do instead of like chasing happiness and things like that. So I talk about these things with them and it's super fun to talk about, because when you end the video, you think about, okay, this is what happened. And I really learned a lot from them. You always learn a lot from them. And
yeah,
you, it's crazy, but you always also learn from people that are below your age. You just always learn something. But especially from the older people, you definitely learn something. So that's a definitely a very plus point, I would say.
yeah. Guys, this is a very abrupt end to this conversation because I have very
Mm.
few seconds to talk. So I'm really sorry for that, Niyati, but I would love to have for many more conversations. Thank you so much,
Yes.
everyone, for watching this conversation. Do connect to us. And I would love to, Niyati, I would love to invite her for many more sessions because I loved talking to her. And I think these
Mm.
random sessions will help you. We will blabber and you can listen to us and then you can just
Yes.
go for that. So